Hey, this is Brent Arnold, and today I want to show you the cool new features of Air 3.0. So one thing that we want to do is first make sure we install or overlay the new 3.0 SDK. So in this tutorial, I want to show you how to do that with Flash Builder 4.5. In order to install the Air 3.0 SDK over your Flash Builder installation, you need to first download it. So go to Adobe and you can go to this page directly, or you can search for it, but we want the Air 3.0 SDK. And we go ahead and download it. Make sure you download the correct version for your operating system. Once it's been downloaded, then you're going to have this airsdk.tbz2 file, and once you have that, then you're going to go into your Flash Builder folder. So open Applications and then open Flash Builder 4.5. And once you're in here, then you want to go into the SDKs folder. And this assumes that you have the latest version of Flash 4.5, which is 4.5.1, which gives us a new SDK folder. What we're doing in order to target Air 3.0, we can point to the new SDK, and we're kind of overriding the existing Air installation. So we want to go into 4.5.1. Now at this point, go ahead and copy over or drag over, however you want to do it. Get this archive folder into the 4.5.1 SDK folder. Now at this point we need to use the command line because we want to overwrite the files, but because of the way the Mac operating system works, you have to give it some commands to specifically overwrite. If you were to extract it, it would remove everything. It just wouldn't copy over as expected. So go ahead and launch the terminal. And once you're there, go ahead and type cd space and then come over to your folder and click and drag the little folder icon and release it. And what that does is it puts the path for you. Go ahead and enter that. Now you'll see that I'm in this directory. So from here, we need to unlock the or extract it. Using command line, we're going to go sudo. That's just to make sure that you have permissions to unlock it. Tar jxvf, and then the name of the archive, which is Adobe Air SDK.tbz2. All right, ready? And press return. And it's going to override everything for us, and we'll go through its list. Extracting, 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 overriding, overriding, overriding. Got all the Air stuff in there. Even has the Air runtimes for your Android if you want to manually update it. Sweet. It's working. So, how was your weekend? I had a pretty good week. It started to rain here. It's starting to get cold. Turning into fall. Oh, there it is. Good. You guys are tired of me talking anyway. All right, so go ahead and close that. And at this point, you'll notice that a number of things have been updated, the dates on them. You can save, you can keep that in here, or you can delete it. If you wanted to ever go back, you could download the older SDK and then do the same process to go back. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and delete that because I don't need it anymore. And there we are. Now, we have successfully overlaid the Air 3.0 SDK. Now, what you do is you'd launch Flash Builder, and you have to do two things. in order for it to compile against Air 3.0. First thing you need to do, and this is just a sample project, go into the app XML, and I hate this view. I like source view. Make sure this says 3.0, okay? If it doesn't, you need to type it so it says 3.0. If it says 2.7 or 2.6, you're going to have errors when you go to compile. The other thing is you need to change in the project, right click here, go to properties. Under compiler, you need to add a compiler argument. You're going to say SWF-version and then a space 13. Okay? Click OK. Now, what that means is the compiler is going to now target unable to open. Oh, I didn't restart Flash Builder. That's why it's complaining. Fine. I'll restart it. Fine. Just trying to make it simple. By the way, when you overlay the SDK, make sure you restart Flash Builder if you didn't. If it was open, make sure you restart it. All right, let's open it. Don't give me any grief. Anyway, that's what you got to do. You overlay the SDK using the command line. Then you change the descriptor value and get this stupid thing to work. And let's just do project clean. What's the deal, yo? Oh, someone's going to say, Brent, you're stupid, and I'm going to say, so what? It's free. I did that wrong. Compiler. I put a hyphen. Sorry. Somebody's yelling at the screen, you dummy, you idiot. And I'm yelling back, shut up, I'm doing this on my own for free. Hyphen. My bad. Hyphen Swift version 13. Now click OK. We really didn't have to restart it, but you know, that's the first thing of IT. Have you turned it off and back on again? Are you sure that it's plugged in? That's how you debug. Start with those two things. Restart, make sure it's plugged in. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is show you how to do this in Windows. But keep in mind, you overlay the SDK and then you change those two values. Target 3.0 and add the Swift version to 13. That way, when you use the new Air 3 APIs, it will compile and run and you'll be happy. Then in Windows, of course, we're at the same Adobe Air SDK download page and we're going to download the Windows version. This time, instead of, this time, you don't know what I'm talking about. So I've got the Air SDK right here. So once it's been downloaded, make sure you remember where you put it. Then navigate to the application folder, then navigate to the program files. Boy, I'm on one today. Feels like a Friday. Adobe Flash Builder 4.5. So here you are in the main program files, Adobe Flash Builder 5 folder, 4.5. And we're going to go to the SDKs folder. Now this assumes that you have the latest version of Flash Builder, which currently is 4.5.1. So you will see the SDK of 4.5.1. And what we're doing is we're going to override the Air files within this SDK. So double click into that. Now what we want to do is click and drag that into this folder, and then we're going to extract it. So we're going to say extract here and yes to all, because it's going to override and replace everything that it needs to replace. I'm using WinRAR. You could be using, whatever. to unzip it. So anyway, it's almost done. There you go. Okay, now, so you can see that things have been updated, you know, the dates have changed. Now, you've successfully overlaid the Air 3.0 SDK. Now let's go over to, and if you have Restart Flash Builder in order to see this, and I've got a sample application, there's two things you need to do. One, you need to go into the app.xml file and go to the source view, because that's what you really want to see. And we want to change this. Make sure this is 3.0. Like I said, 3.0. And then we're going to save that. Then it's going to build and it's going to complain because it doesn't know what you're talking about. Then you're going to go over here to the project and you're going to say properties. And we're going to go to the compiler. Now, if you did an ActionScript project, it'll say ActionScript compiler. But here I'm doing a Flex mobile project, so it says Flex compiler. Just keep that in mind. We're going to add a compiler argument. We're going to say hyphen SWF hyphen version space 13. Go ahead and click OK. And what it's doing is it's setting it up so that the compiler knows to target and allow for the functionality that's available to Flash Player 11 and Air 3.0. So once you've done that, then you can now build your apps to target Air 3.0. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you around.